I've been on YouTube for 7 years now, and I do have to say vlogs are still my favorite type of content to create for my channel. If you want to start vlogging but don't know where to begin, today's video is for you because I'm going to show you the behind the scenes of how I film vlogs for my YouTube channel. From choosing your vlogging style to planning filming locations and even sharing some of my best filming tips for creating engaging content, consider this your Vlogging 101 seminar. So grab your favorite beverage, get cozy, and let's get into it. All right, let's situate you guys right here. For me, the beauty of vlogging is that in some way, shape, or form, I'm documenting my life and I'm taking you all along with me. But personally, I still like to go into filming vlogs with a bit of a plan in mind. And as someone who's consumed hundreds of vlogs over the years, I've really boiled it down to 3 main types of vlogs that you can create. Number 1 is probably the one you're most used to, which is the day in the life or week in the life. And you may think, great, day in my life. I will literally just film my day and then upload it. And that's one way to look at it. But I think that adding a little bit more detail can also help you shape how you create content and also get found by the right audience who's probably super interested in viewing that content. So for example, on my channel, I am a 30-year-old self-employed content creator living and working in the New York City area. That's always the lens that I view the world through. And so that's the theme that I always try to emulate when I am creating day in my life vlogs. And my hope is that that attracts viewers to my channel who are interested in self-employment, interested in city living, and interested in entrepreneurship. You can also differentiate your vlogs or categorize them by talking about your age or location. There's a big difference between the way a 21-year-old lives life in New York City and an 80-year-old lives life in New York City. Or maybe you're vlogging from the smallest town in America, or maybe you work at a ski resort. There are so many different angles and ways to envision your content. Again, not just to get found by people who are interested in viewing day in the life of a ski instructor or day in the life of a teacher, but also in how you choose to film content. And we're going to get into plenty of filming tips in this video. The second type of vlog is a come with me to do X specific activity. I actually think this style of vlog is great for new vloggers for 2 reasons. Number 1, you're just vlogging one specific activity. So it's way less overwhelming than bringing a camera around for an entire day or an entire week. And also, you might be more likely to get found by people who are searching for one specific thing. So a recent example from my channel is I did a video where I did a vlog style pack with me for a girls trip. That video is actually outperforming the average views on my channel. And I made sure that in that video, I showed the luggage I used in case people were searching for that suitcase, which actually, according to my analytics, is one of the main ways that this video is getting discovered on YouTube right now. And I made it really vlog style and fun with different angles, music, and really showcasing the products I was using and my packing process to make it super helpful for someone else who might say, oh, I have to pack for a weekend coming up. I'm a little overwhelmed. Let me go on YouTube and see what other people do. Some other ideas for this specific style of vlog are for things like come wedding dress shopping with me, meal prep with me for the week, decorate my living room with me, because people might also just be wanting company or ideas for those same particular categories. Maybe someone's about to go wedding dress shopping for the first time and is really nervous and overwhelmed and could benefit from seeing your experience. Maybe someone just moved into their first house and they have no idea where to start with decorating, so they're going to look on YouTube for some inspiration. And then the third style of vlog, which I'm super interested in, I really want to do more of these, is documenting a journey. And these are vlogs that cannot be made in one single day. Think about documenting over a longer period of time and really showcasing a process. So one video that I did for my channel last year was rediscovering my personal style at age 30. And that video actually took me 2 months to film the process, from even just cleaning out my closet to making a Pinterest board to doing a color analysis, all the way up through actually shopping for new items in my closet. It's not something that I guess I could have done it in one weekend if I really planned ahead and scheduled, but I wanted to take my time with, I wanted to showcase the journey. And I think one reason that that video did pretty well for my channel, it's one of my most popular videos from the last 6 months, is because people saw rediscovering my personal style in 60 days. And that gives people input bias. It shows that, hey, I took 2 months to do this, so people are inherently going to be more invested because I invested more time. Another example of this longer process could be house hunting, right? Buying your first home, and that could take, God knows how long in this housing market. Or maybe training for a marathon. That's obviously something that requires a lot of time and effort. And honestly, I would recommend trying out all three of these vlog styles to see what you like creating the most. And I'm curious to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know, just leave 1, 2, or 3, which vlog style you think is most in line with what you create on your channel. Now that you've chosen a theme or format for your vlog, make sure that you do a little equipment checklist. So I currently vlog on the Sony ZV-E10 II. I will put the exact link down below in the description box. I know that no one is going to immediately memorize that letter number combo. Obviously, you want to make sure that any filming gear is charged and ready to go. You might also want to invest in a microphone. I will also link this Bluetooth mic down below in the description box. And depending on where you're filming and how portable this setup is, you can also look into lighting options. I currently am just using beautiful overcast light from the outside world. However, if I were shooting at night or in really low lighting somewhere, it might be helpful for me to get a clip-on light for my camera. And by small and portable, I kind of mean like this size. This is a clip-on light that I have for my phone. I will also link this down below. And by the way, there is nothing wrong with vlogging on your phone. Our phones are so much more advanced now than they were a few years ago. If I had the iPhone 15 when I was in college, I would probably be a famous YouTuber by now because I would have vlogged with a lot more confidence and it would have been so much easier to create content on the go. However, if you do need a vlogging camera recommendation, I do love this Sony camera and my wide angle lens. I can also make a whole separate video about this camera, like a little review and show you what the footage looks like. So leave me a comment if that sounds interesting to you. Then I think it's also helpful to make a rough list of filming locations. Usually the idea you have for the video will dictate where you film. We're going to film an example vlog in this video, and that's going to be a day in my life working from home. So my filming location will be the apartment. However, let's say you were creating the wedding dress video, your filming location will probably be the stores. It might be in the car in between appointments. So just kind of going through a mental checklist of where you think you're going to be filming. One thing to just keep an eye out for if you're out and about filming in the real world is that there can be copyrighted music in stores. YouTube is a very strict platform. If there's any copyrighted music in the background of your content, you really don't want to get flagged for that. So just make sure that you're mindful of that. If there's really loud music when you're out somewhere, you can always shoot B-roll and include other music or background voiceover later. We will actually go through all of that in a separate video. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for how to edit a vlog. That'll be the next video in this series. Okay, and one last thing before we get into filming, I swear we're getting there, but I do think it's so important to talk about brainstorming your intro for your video. And I know a vlog is not a typical sit-down video, but thinking about those first 30 seconds is going to be really key because number one, it sets the tone for your whole video. And number two, if there are new viewers who are not familiar with your account and your content who are clicking onto a vlog style video, you want to make sure that you keep them there for those first 30 seconds and show them what they can expect from your video as you continue on. I have seen a lot of big YouTubers and YouTube coaches talk about how vlogs don't really grow channels, and I see both sides of this. Obviously, your subscribers are going to be more likely to watch your vlogs because they know you, they like you, and they want to hang out with you. However, I also have created vlogs that, especially when they're on a particular theme or topic, do attract new viewers and do attract new subscribers. So I want to set the tone again from the beginning. What am I wearing? What's my tone? I like to be helpful and friendly. Maybe you like to be more soft-spoken and introverted. Maybe you tease a funny story that's going to happen later in the vlog in the first 30 seconds. Maybe it's a happy montage of clips from your day. Honestly, watch a bunch of vlogs and make note of what different people do. Try vlogs from all different types of creators just to see a ton of different examples of what people are doing, and then think about what makes sense for your type of content and the way you want people to feel when you click on a video. I actually have my outline for this video right behind me, and I always like to outline the first 7 seconds and then the first 30 30 seconds. For this video, in the first 7 seconds, I let you know that I love vlogs. That's why I wanted to make this video and show you the process of making them. And then in the first 30 seconds, I explain a bit more of my expertise. I tell you what to expect, and so hopefully you've stuck around up until this point. If you are new to my channel, as in we've never met before, this is the first video of mine that you've clicked on, leave a little star emoji in the comments. I'm just trying to see something. Now that you know what you're going to film and where you're going to film, let's actually film some stuff. Now, the number one tip I could give you as a new vlogger is to film much more than you think you need. It is always better to overfilm and then cut down in editing than feel like you didn't actually film enough, look at your footage at the end of the day and say, there's not really enough here for what I wanted to create. And you can film less as you vlog more, and you get more in tune with what makes a good clip and how much of a clip you know you actually need for the way that you edit. Now, even throughout this video, even though I don't technically consider the video overall as a vlog, you have seen a mixture of me talking to camera and also some B-roll clips. For me, the most engaging vlogs that I watch on YouTube, and we're talking long form YouTube here, you know, this horizontal box that you see me in right now, I find videos to be the most engaging when it's a mixture of montage and background activities and also the person talking to camera. So as you're filming, think about where you might want to pop in, just say hi, add an anecdote, explain what you just did or what you're about to do, and also filming the kind of aesthetic vlog style clips that you may be used to seeing. Okay, so for this example, the theme of my video is a day in my life working from home. So one thing that I'm probably going to want to shoot is me at my desk. And again, the beauty of a vlog is that ideally the actual content of your video will come about naturally from you going about your day or you going through a particular experience. But I have two big pieces of advice for whenever you're filming something that might look a little boring, right? Like no one actually wants to see a 30-minute clip of me working, sending out my email newsletter, let's say. However, there are two things that we can do to make it more engaging and simulate the passage of time. One of those things is to change up the angles. When you're constantly changing up the angles, it adds interest to your video. Now, you don't have to change up angles as quickly as I'm doing here to demonstrate a point, but maybe you want to change up the angles every couple of sentences just to keep things interesting if you're talking to camera. And now here's a little vlogging secret for you. So again, let's say something I actually have to do today is spend about 30 minutes writing my email newsletter. I'm not actually going to leave the camera on the entire time that's happening. Usually what I do when I'm vlogging is I'll sit down to do the task, I'll put up the camera, and like I said, I'll change up the angles, but I'll just film for like 2 minutes where I'm getting a variety of angles, meaning I'm moving the camera around, and also different shots of me working at my desk to kind of simulate the passage of time. Okay, so what I mean by that is here I am typing at my computer, but if I was just doing this for, I don't know, 2 minutes even, it might get a little bit boring. So I'll probably aim to be typing or scrolling on my laptop for maybe 5 to 10 seconds. Then maybe there'll be a clip of me just fixing my hair, maybe a clip of me looking at my phone. Oh, hi, Taylor texted me. Make it appear like I am about to pull up something on Instagram, take a quick sip of my Stanley. That is particularly ice cold today, just the way I like it. And then I also want to do some of those similar clips from different angles. So let me move you guys. And then I'll probably repeat everything that I just did. So maybe type a sentence out here, take a little look at my phone, answer Taylor's text, grab a sip of my water. Oh, and fix my hair. Okay, so now I'm going to edit those clips together to show you an example of a montage of me working at my desk. And in real time, I think that took less than 3 minutes to shoot, and then I will proceed with actually getting my work done. So as you can see, changing things up in this way keeps it interesting. So whenever you're going to film yourself doing an activity that will actually take you quite a while to do, I would say almost assign yourself little micro tasks within that activity and just film for that short amount of time. One of the reasons I do this now is because it speeds up my editing process. I know what I want to film and I know what future me will be looking for when editing a video. And the other thing is I shoot in 4K. These files are large, and if they're really long, it's going to take a lot longer to upload to my computer, edit, process, etc. This way you have less footage to look through and a more targeted vision for what you actually want to share in your vlog. And again, this is what I do. You might take what I'm saying and get even more granular and specific with it, or you might just use this as a loose guideline and be a bit more off the cuff with your videos. That's the beauty of different types of creators, is that we all think and create in different ways. Another thing I like to do in vlogs is read on my couch, so I might show the passage of time differently while reading. I might remember to film a clip right at the beginning of me reading and then also a clip at the end, so you can see the progress I've made in the book. And it doesn't mean that someone needs to sit there for the entire 30 or 40 minutes that I'm actually reading. Another thing I really like that creators do when they vlog is to leave in mistakes or funny things that happened. In my last Fashion Week video, I was so busy talking to the camera that I turned around and walked directly into my clothes drying rack. And yeah, that's a little embarrassing, but that's also like kind of something I feel like I do a lot, just given that I live in a 1-bedroom apartment where my dining room, my mudroom, my kitchen, my office, and my living room are all the same room. Oh, and my gym, because I'm leaning against my Peloton bike right now. All of this to say, stuff like that makes you more relatable, and it's sometimes fun to watch people make mistakes, just because there is a lot of polished and curated content out on the internet, and it's nice to remember that your favorite creators are also human. And vlogs, yes, can be beautiful and highly curated, but they're also such a great way for people to get to know your personality. And I talked about this in a video that I posted last October where I announced that I was making a big change to my channel, which was that I didn't just want to be boxed in? See, was that funny? I don't know. I didn't want to be boxed into just one niche, which was sharing tips for other content creators. But here I still am, still sharing tips, but it just feels a little bit more organic. It feels hopefully like we're on FaceTime or like we're just hanging out, versus when I used to sit in front of my bookcase with my big softbox lights and a script that I think was more optimized for retention than connection. It just felt very limiting to me, and I missed this. I missed just talking to people. So again, remember, vlogs are a great way to show your personality, and that doesn't mean that you have to be the loudest, most comedic, or intense person. You can show personality even through quiet music, through text on screen, through the fonts you choose, through voiceover. And like I said, we'll talk about that more in the editing video that I'm going to make after this one. So subscribe and stick around if you're interested in that. But yeah, there is something nice about this closeness to me because, again, cut to the B-roll. I'm just a person in my apartment talking to a camera, and there's no one else around. And sometimes that can feel a little strange, but at the end of the day, when I read your comments and I realize people are watching, it's always such a nice way to get connected. Also, the same way that a great intro is a good way to keep someone watching once they've clicked on your video, another important thing to get someone to click on your video in the first place is the thumbnail. For this work week in my life example video within this video that I filmed earlier, I would probably grab a screen grab from earlier when I was sitting at my desk. And then I make all of my thumbnails in Canva. I just like how easy it is to save templates and to make multiple versions of my thumbnails to A/B test, which YouTube allows you to do. If you haven't heard of Canva somehow, I feel like I talk about it all the time, but if you're new to Canva, I do have a link in the description that gets you a 30-day free trial of Canva Pro. But as you're going throughout your day or your wedding dress shopping journey or your home buying journey or whatever the vlog is actually about, try to think of mental screenshots of like what would be the thumbnail that helps tell this story and gets someone to click based on what you're filming, because I think the best thumbnails are organic pulls from your video that kind of put someone in the moment of whatever it is. So it might be a bit more collage style. I have been doing a lot of thumbnails like that recently that I really like. Or it might be another kind of standout image that relates back to the topic of the video. If you were vlogging your home ownership journey, you might have like a split screen screen before and after type thing, like you stressed looking at Zillow and then you standing with your keys in your new kitchen. So as you're filming, if there are any images that you think would make great thumbnails, definitely just make note of it so that you don't forget later. Now, you can actually just grab stills from your video. I do that all the time. You might also want to pose for a thumbnail, which can be awkward, but that's sometimes what we need to do. And if you want to feel less awkward, I will share the footage of me posing for the thumbnail of this video on the screen. And just a few more tips that will hopefully be helpful if you are newer to vlogging. Number one being to try to watch back the footage as you go. This just allows you to check in and make sure that your audio sounds good, that you're in frame, that you recorded for a long enough amount of time to get the original raw footage that you want, that you're then going to cut down in editing. And again, remember, it does not have to be perfect. For my Fashion Week video, there were a couple of times where I couldn't take out my vlog camera, so I just grabbed my phone and recorded some footage because I would rather have a little bit lower quality than miss filming a moment that I think could enhance the video. And that's not always easy for me to get past the perfectionism, to get past wanting everything to sound amazing and look amazing and all of the things. But the more you can let that go and just upload and get feedback from people and see what people like, the better you'll get at filming in the future to make sure that you're always capturing what people want to see and what you like creating the most. And also just to continue to invest in the craft of creating content and getting better over time. Those are all of my tips for how to vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a like down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!